because you're going to learn some things about what it's like to walk in the walk that she's walking in at this current time. Niama Williams, a June 2006 Leeway Foundation Art and Social Change Grant recipient. She's also a 2006 participant in Stable Literacy Magazine, Avalon Foundation, residential course of Shropshire, UK, possesses a master's and doctorate in African American literature from Temple University, a bachelor's comparative literature and Latin American literature from Occidental College, and a master's in professional writing from the University of Southern California. Dr. Williams has participated in the Squaw Valley Community of Writers 2007, A Fight of the Mind in 1993. Her work has appeared in Poets and Writers magazine, Dark Eras, Black Erotic Writings, Spirit and Flame, an anthology of African American poetry, Catch the Fire, a cross-generational anthology of contemporary African American poetry, Beyond the Frontier, African American poetry for the 21st century, Mischief, Caprice, and Other Poetic Strategies, Red Hen Press, A Deeper Shade of Sex, the best in Black erotica, and Check the Rhyme, an anthology of female poets. Of her purposes for writing, Dr. Nee says, I frequently do not err on the side of caution in my writing, but I believe in the purpose of it, to speak of the things others do not want to speak of, with the hopes of reaching that one woman or her lover or her friend who refuses to deal with her pain, who hides from it, who doesn't think she will survive. That's the audience which I hope to reach. I have the pleasure and the honor of introducing to you Dr. Nee.
Good afternoon.
Oh, okay. I am an intuitive counselor, and I got a phone call last night. Can you hear me?
I will.
Okay. Is that better? Okay. Got a phone call at 12:30 last night. After I've been working on my business plan since. You still can't hear me?
No, you gotta get it closer.
Hello? Oh, is that better? Okay.
That you?
Oh, that's okay. All right. Gotta lean forward.
All right, there you go.
Got a phone call at 12:30 last night. After I'd been working on my business plan since 8:53 in the morning when my cousin showed up. And a friend whose wife is having some issues and he's having some issues. So I'm on the phone with him from 12:30 until 3 in the morning. And at that point, I realized I have no flyers for tomorrow. I have no way to give them contact information. So I hurriedly prepared these at 3 a.m. and then forgot the contact information. So I brought those if you would like information about contacting me. But I really wanted to start this presentation by thanking all of you for coming out at 8:30 in the morning on a Friday, okay? I am a writer. I habitually go to bed between 1 and 3. So being anywhere at 8:30 in the morning. So I really want to thank you for coming out. I want to thank you for caring about the homeless and those in foster care, because it's not required that you care. I particularly want to thank Ms. Parker and Dr. Arion. I call her Dr. Arion because I know she's going to be Dr. Arion very soon. So I call her Dr. Arion. I want to thank them for inviting me, for extending the opportunity. I consider it a true gift of God that I'm able to be here today to speak with you. And I've entitled my presentation, I Am a Survivor, because when I thought about what I wanted to share with you today, these are the words that came to me. Is this again? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm really gonna have to lean forward. Okay. That's gonna restrict my movement. I am not a statistician. I did not participate in the recent count of the homeless, except as one of the homeless to be counted.
Okay.
You still can't hear me? No?
Can they bring it up closer, or can you take it out
Stand
more?
sideways.
Stands, oh.
To the
then I can't
side.
see. Let me see.
Yeah, turn it sideways. And then turn, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
There you go. Isn't that easier?
That's gonna,
You'll be all right.
okay. You said stand here, huh?
Yeah.
Is that better?
That's better.
Oh, okay, and I can still see, okay. Yay! I'm not a social worker, sociologist, specialist in public health, or social issues, though I may become one to save the lives of those I care about. I'm not a nun, a priest, a minister, the head of a nonprofit organization, or here to ask for your donation as a homeless advocate. What I am is a storyteller, a weaver of fact, fiction, fable, and great literature who loves to mystify you with the minutiae of daily life. I look at the refuse of my days and nights before the television, out in the world, on the telephone with those I love and who support me. I don't have time for those who tear me down, and neither should you. There's a loving, constructive criticism, and then there's character assassination and soul murder. My ex-boyfriend used to say that I could take an ordinary afternoon and turn it into a piece of literature. Why am I here? Because the illustrious Miss Quinzel Parker found me on the internet, and the even more impressive Dr. Jacquelyn Arion offered me the keynote speaker slot, much to my surprise and honor. I am here today to talk to you about the emotional cost of homelessness, because it is in reality how we feel, what our brains, emotions, and senses tell us about how we feel, that control our thoughts. And our thoughts control our actions, our reality, and our very lives. As a man thinketh is the seed that spells life or death for a homeless person. If we do not feel safe, if we do not feel cared for, if we believe no one will be there to catch us if we fall, we become afraid to risk change, to risk action. Paralysis becomes our strong suit, and homelessness begins its claim as a permanent, stifling, irreversible condition. I, however, am a fighter. My stepfather was mean, abusive, jealous, judgmental, and exacting. He also fed me, clothed me, and housed me until I was 5 years old, even though he worked out his hatred of me and my full brother by refusing ever to tell us who our real father was. My stepfather's hatred and jealousy nearly succeeded in destroying me. But with such a formidable foe, you learn to blink and take it and drop it. Every single time I took it and got back up, hurting, but breathing. Without books, I would have succeeded in committing suicide at 12. Without Anne of Green Gables and Sherlock Holmes, I would never have gotten out of or permanently away from 2511 West 73rd Street. I would have had no hope without Matthew, Marilla, and the incredibly flawed brilliance that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle gave to the world. When I am pushed to the wall, when I see hunters in every direction and no mossy hillside up which to flee, when there is no Heathcliff to share my soul and convince me love is the only potion worth drinking, I flee to the only place a survivor of childhood sexual abuse can go when she neither drinks, drugs, or sleeps around. I flee to mental health units. I used to call my stays at 9 West, Temple University's former inpatient psychiatric unit, a Black woman's vacation. A survivor of childhood trauma with powerful spiritual gifts, I have had my extrasensory perception dubbed bipolar disorder, schizoaffective disorder, schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia. I've had every one of them given to me. Although Girard Medical Center in Philadelphia finally discerned that I was not in possession of mental disease, the label of PTSD with psychotic features stuck, post-traumatic stress disorder. Add to that depression and a history of suicidal ideation, and you've got Dr. Niama Williams, earner of 4 academic degrees, including 2 master's degrees and a doctorate, impeccably pegged. What stresses me out? What sends me to the psych unit? Try this scenario on for size. This is from a letter to Senator Dianne Feinstein asking that she investigate a pattern of maltreatment, abuse, and assault occurring throughout the past 2 years. Now, I will say to you quite honestly, I'm taking a break here, I am a letter writer. I don't stand for it. Okay? I stood for it as a child because I had no choice, but as an adult, I don't stand for it. And one thing a PhD teaches you is how to do research. So I can look up anybody and I can write letters. And I encourage all of you, especially as advocates for the youth and for the homeless, if you see it, report it. If you see it, report it, whether you're obligated by law or not. If you see it, report it, because somebody in that household, somebody in that family circle is counting on you to do exactly that. Okay? All right, so this scenario that I'm about to relate to you actually happened to me, okay? The red flags went up the day I moved into transitional housing at 836 Atlantic, Friday, November 16th. The house manager was Miss Jackie. First, Miss Jackie neglected to inform me and my social worker, Mr. Copeland, about the house fees related to cleaning supplies. It was very clear from the moment I viewed the house that Homeless Innovations Project would be paying my rent from the 16th of November until the 3rd of December, when my disability check would arrive via direct deposit. However, Miss Jackie neglected to inform me and my social worker about the cash fees until I had